Have you ever felt that you see, feel, or perceive things that most people simply ignore? As if there were something within you that doesn't fit into ordinary logic, yet isn't random either. What's curious is that many people have tried to convince you that this is exaggeration, oversensitivity, or even weakness. But here's a truth almost no one has the courage to say. Not everyone is born with the same kind of spiritual sensitivity, because not everyone was called to the same kind of mission. And maybe what you call confusion is actually a spiritual awakening. There's a powerful paradox in all of this. The more you try to be normal, the emptier you feel. God's chosen ones rarely fit in because they were made to perceive, to heal, to guide, or to discern, not to blend in. This video is not about empty mysticism or inventing gifts where none exist. Here, you'll learn how to identify real signs, patterns that appear since childhood, moments of pain that reveal purpose, and natural behaviors that point directly to what your spiritual gift truly is. Before we continue, tell me in the comments, have you always felt different? Yes or no? Write it below. It helps more people recognize themselves too. Leave a like to strengthen this message, subscribe to the channel, and stay until the end, because maybe today you'll realize you're not lost in life. You were just trying to live too far from who God truly called you to be.
Not everyone is born with the same kind of spiritual sensitivity, and that confuses many people right at the beginning of the journey. Some of God's chosen ones feel deeply, others perceive beyond the surface, while some act without fear, and all of this is part of the same plan. The problem is that most people grow up believing there's only one model of faith, one right way to connect with God. Then a quiet doubt appears. Is there something wrong with me? No, there isn't. It may simply be your spiritual gift trying to manifest. Some were born to act, others to feel, others to guide. And when that sentence truly sinks in, something shifts inside. Anyone who has experienced a spiritual awakening knows how strange it feels to realize you don't function like everyone else. While some need proof, others simply feel. While some rush forward, others observe. This isn't weakness or imagination, it's belief taking shape in a unique way. The real question was never, why am I like this, but rather, what is my spiritual gift? And that's exactly where this video comes in. Not to feed guesswork, but to reveal real, practical, lived signs among the chosen ones. No exaggerated mysticism or empty promises. The goal is clarity, truth, and identification. Because when someone understands how God usually speaks to them, everything begins to make sense. But before moving forward, we need to break a false belief that almost everyone carries about spiritual gifts, and that changes everything in the next point.
Many people get stuck early on because they confuse a spiritual gift with something supernatural all the time, as if it meant constant visions, mystical signs, or unreal experiences. But the truth, between us, is far less cinematic. God's chosen ones rarely live in constant ecstasy. Most of the time, they live like anyone else, just with a different perception of the world. A gift doesn't shout, it whispers. And those who expect fireworks often miss the simple signs God places in everyday life. It's also not about being perfect, enlightened, or superior, even though many believe that. Having faith and an active gift doesn't make anyone immune to mistakes, doubts, or falls. In fact, it often makes everything more intense. Those who go through a spiritual awakening often feel out of place, strange, as if out of sync with their surroundings. Then a silent guilt arises. If I have a gift, why do I suffer so much? Precisely because a gift is not a reward, it's a responsibility. And here's something few people talk about. Many gifts come with pain, loneliness, and inner confusion. Too much empathy exhausts, too much discernment isolates, too much intuition scares.
This isn't weakness, it's sensitivity without direction. When someone understands this, something inside finally relaxes. They stop fighting who they are. But that realization raises an inevitable question. If the gift is real, why do so many people never recognize it in themselves? One of the biggest blocks to discovering a spiritual gift is the fear of fully accepting oneself. Many people notice the signs, but choose to ignore them because being different takes effort. The chosen ones almost always feel like they don't belong, creating an inner conflict, either adapt to please others or accept who you are and face judgment. In practice, denying your gift comes at a high cost: anxiety, emptiness, and the strange feeling of living someone else's life. Another silent obstacle is constant comparison. People look outward and think others' gifts are more impressive, stronger, or more recognized. Meanwhile, their own spiritual talent remains forgotten in a corner of the soul. A spiritual awakening doesn't happen through comparison, it's born from inner listening. God doesn't repeat gifts, He personalizes callings. And when someone tries to copy another person's faith, belief, or path, they drift even further from their essence. Some people also live on autopilot, numbing everything with routine, distractions, and mental noise. Emotional trauma, past rejection, and unresolved pain act like spiritual blockers. But here's a powerful truth: your gift doesn't disappear, it goes dormant. It waits for the right moment to awaken, usually when uncomfortable questions begin to surface. And that's when the inevitable curiosity arises. What are the spiritual gifts that appear most often among God's chosen ones?
Spiritual gifts. The gift of heightened intuition. Some people simply know, even if they can't explain how. This is one of the most common gifts among God's chosen ones, and also one of the most ignored. Heightened intuition shows up as strong gut feelings, quick decisions that later prove correct, or an insistent sense that something is about to happen. It's not paranoia or imagination, it's a spiritual gift that acts before logic. God speaks softly, and those with this gift usually hear Him first. Those who carry this gift often try to ignore it at first and pay the price. How many times did you feel you shouldn't go somewhere, trust someone, or make a decision and did it anyway? The outcome usually confirms the inner warning. The rational mind clashes with faith, labeling it fear or exaggeration. But over time, the chosen one realizes ignoring intuition is more exhausting than following it. A clear sign of this gift is the inability to pretend you didn't feel it. Even when distracted, the feeling returns, presses, tightens the chest. Many experience this since childhood without understanding it. This is a key stage of spiritual awakening, when the question arises, why do I perceive things others don't? And that question opens the door to something deeper, connected to how you feel environments and people.
Emotional sensitivity, or empathy. Some of God's chosen ones don't just perceive environments, they feel them. They enter a room and instantly know if the energy is heavy, false, or light. This spiritual gift often manifests as deep empathy, the ability to absorb others' emotions as if they were your own. It's not drama or emotional exaggeration, it's raw sensitivity. And often it starts early in childhood, when feelings appear without explanation. Those with this gift tire easily in crowded places, long meetings, or shallow conversations. The body asks for silence, the heart asks for retreat. Confusion follows. Why am I so exhausted when others are fine? Because this gift requires emotional and spiritual management, something rarely taught. Without faith and self-awareness, empathy becomes a burden. With awareness, it becomes a tool for healing and connection. The issue isn't feeling too much, it's feeling without direction. Many spend years trying to toughen up, believing sensitivity is weakness, when it's actually a clear sign of spiritual awakening. God entrusts this gift to those capable of holding, understanding, and supporting others without needing a stage. When this clicks, self-blame fades. And as this sensitivity matures, it often evolves into something more specific, the ability to guide, speak, and touch through words. The gift of words, guidance. There's a kind of spiritual gift that doesn't draw attention at first, yet quietly changes destinies. These are people who, without seeking it, are always listened to. Someone vents, asks for advice, seeks direction, and this has happened since early on. God's chosen ones with this gift see paths where others see confusion. Their words aren't empty, they organize, calm, awaken. And no, not every guide stands on a stage or speaks to crowds. Those with this gift often maintain clarity amid others' chaos. While someone else is emotionally lost, you can see simple, practical solutions. Sometimes, a single sentence you speak changes someone's day or decision. This doesn't come only from formal study, but from deep belief in listening and truth. God uses ordinary mouths to deliver extraordinary answers, and many only realize it in hindsight. This gift almost always comes with emotional responsibility. Those who guide too much absorb too much. Those who listen too much grow tired in silence. That's why many avoid the calling, unaware that guiding is also faith in action. When this gift truly awakens, it transforms into something even subtler, a healing presence, even without many words. The gift of healing, emotional/mental. Some of God's chosen ones carry a rare spiritual gift, the ability to bring peace simply by being present. No long speeches or ready-made solutions are required. Sometimes listening attentively and truly being there allows something inside the other person to realign. Those with this gift notice that after a conversation, others feel lighter, even if the problem isn't fully solved. God works in silence as much as in words. Those with this gift usually prefer listening over speaking. There's a deep, almost intuitive listening that makes others feel safe. It's not about constant advice, but about creating a space where pain can exist without judgment. This sensitivity often emerges after hardship, as if pain itself trained the heart. Here, faith shows up as practical compassion, daily care, and simple presence. The challenge of this gift is emotional exhaustion. Caring for others without caring for yourself leads to spiritual self-sabotage. Many feel drained for years without understanding why. Spiritual awakening occurs when one realizes that healing also requires boundaries. And once that's clear, something more refined appears, the ability to discern intentions, energies, and hidden truths. The gift of spiritual discernment. Some of God's chosen ones see beyond the surface even when everything seems fine. This spiritual gift manifests as a quiet perception of intentions, subtext, and what goes unsaid. You sense when something isn't right, even without concrete evidence. It's not baseless suspicion, it's spiritual reading of reality. God allows some to see what others cannot yet perceive. Those with this gift are often called exaggerated or overly suspicious, especially before learning to trust their perception. Have you ever warned someone and later heard, "You were right"? That's common with this gift. Discernment doesn't shout, it unsettles. Many try to suppress it to avoid seeming strange, but denying it creates inner conflict and weakens faith. This gift often awakens strongly after deep disappointments, when innocence gives way to awareness. It's not bitterness, it's spiritual maturity. This awakening brings responsibility, knowing when to speak, when to stay silent, and when to walk away. But perceiving so much raises a crucial question. Among all these signs, how do you identify which gift is truly yours?
A spiritual gift rarely appears randomly. It reveals itself in life's details. Many of God's chosen ones recognize it when looking back at childhood, at what came naturally without effort. Some were always observers, others nurturers, others natural counselors. God leaves clues along the way, but they're missed when life runs on autopilot. Spiritual awakening begins when you look back with awareness, not guilt. Another key point is observing what emerges during pain. Curiously, gifts often show up strongest when everything falls apart. While some panic, others gain clarity, sensitivity, or inner strength. Ask yourself, what do you naturally do when someone suffers? Listen? Guide? Perceive something hidden? These answers don't come from thought, they come from experience. Faith here is trusting that nothing you lived through was wasted. And there's a simple yet revealing question. What do people always come to you for? Advice? Comfort? Answers? Presence? What drains you yet gives meaning often points to your calling. Ignoring it creates conflict, accepting it brings direction. But recognizing your gift is only the beginning, because ignoring it for too long comes at a high cost. Ignoring your spiritual gift doesn't make it disappear. It creates an inner noise that's hard to explain. Many of God's chosen ones function outwardly, yet feel a constant emptiness inside, as if something is always off. It's not lack of ability or opportunity, it's misalignment. When someone lives far from what God placed within them, life begins to stall in areas that once felt easy. Fatigue without reason appears, along with silent dissatisfaction and the feeling of always starting over. Over time, this misalignment turns into self-sabotage. People try to move forward but procrastinate, compare themselves, diminish themselves, or choose paths that don't fit. Belief weakens, faith wavers, enthusiasm fades, not because of incapacity, but because they're playing a role that isn't theirs. Here's a hard truth. When you ignore who you are, life responds with resistance. Spiritual awakening often begins in this discomfort. It pushes people inward, forcing questions they avoided for years. God doesn't force, He signals. And the longer a gift is suppressed, the louder the calling becomes, through crises, ruptures, or sudden changes. And right there comes the turning point. What happens when someone finally decides to accept their gift? When someone accepts their spiritual gift, something inside aligns almost immediately. Problems don't vanish, but inner confusion fades. God's chosen ones describe a clear sense of alignment, as if finally walking in the right direction. Comparison loses power because wanting someone else's gift no longer makes sense. Faith stops being theory and becomes lived in daily decisions, big and small. Accepting the gift also changes practical choices. You start saying no to what drains you and yes to what aligns. Those with empathy learn boundaries. Those with words learn timing. Those with discernment learn to walk away without guilt. This isn't selfishness, it's spiritual maturity. Spiritual awakening here translates into inner peace and clear direction, once thought unreachable. Most importantly, accepting your gift brings coherence between who you are and the life you build. Emptiness gives way to purpose, even if the path is still forming. God doesn't reveal everything at once, He confirms step by step. And after recognition, a natural urge to share, speak, and position yourself arises, and that's where the calling meets those who are listening. After all this, the remaining question isn't theoretical, it's personal. Which spiritual gift spoke to you the most? God's chosen ones feel when something hits deep. It can't be ignored. Maybe it was intuition, empathy, words, healing, or discernment. Whatever it was, that subtle discomfort you feel now isn't coincidence. It's your spiritual awakening asking for attention. So take a simple yet powerful step. Write in the comments which gift you felt strongest within you. Just one word: intuition, healing, words, discernment. This isn't exposure, it's belief in motion. When you name it, you recognize it.
When you recognize it, you strengthen it, and you help others realize they're not alone on this faith journey. If this content brought you clarity, leave a like. It helps the video reach other chosen ones who are silently feeling lost. Subscribe to the channel to continue this path with depth, awareness, and truth. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're just awakening to who God always knew you were. Now that you've recognized the signs, the most important question is no longer what is your spiritual gift, but what will you do with it from now on? Knowledge without action becomes a burden, and God's chosen ones feel this quickly. Observe your daily life. Where can you use your intuition more? Where can you listen better, guide with awareness, or simply be present to heal? Small actions done with faith and intention already set the gift in motion. Reflect honestly. In which areas of your life have you been silencing yourself, hiding, or comparing? Spiritual awakening doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for courage. The courage to say, "This is who I am," even if not everyone understands. When belief aligns with action, life responds differently, not because it becomes easy, but because it finally makes sense. Now, I want to hear from you. What changed in how you see yourself after this video? Which gift do you feel you need to start using for real? Leave it in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications to keep learning and deepening this journey, because ignoring who you are blocks life, but embracing your gift changes everything.